I want to hear about that, but let's talk about why it hasn't happened. I have two theories, Congressman Gimenez. The first one is that the parties don't see advantage over the other side in this issue. And if the Democrats can't beat the Republicans over the head, or if the Republicans can't beat the Democrats over the head with an issue, then they move on to something else. Is that too cynical?
Yeah, I think it is. I definitely think it is. Look, I've been on this for at least 2 years. When I also serve on Homeland Security, and we had the FBI Director Ray there, and I asked him, hey, we've got a group of terrorists that are shipping a drug that's killing 200 to 300 people a day into the United States. Look, 9/11, we had about 2,000 people, died, and maybe 3,000 people died in 9/11. 19 people more perpetrated that. Yeah. We waged war for 15 years, 6,000 miles away. We got people killing 70, 80,000, 90,000 people a year here in the United States. They're right across the border. What are we doing about it? And why don't we label them as terrorists? Well, because we just can't label them as terrorists. Look, today, the one thing I found, startling. I knew that China was the producer. I've known that for a long time, and that we need to take action against China. But what's worse about it, Chris, is that they're not just producing it and turning a blind eye. They are incentivizing it. They incentivize companies to produce drugs and chemicals that are illegal in their country, just as long as they export it. So China is killing us with a weapon of mass destruction, not only people in the United States, but across the West. They are the largest cartel in the world, drug cartel in the world, and we need to take some action against China. And look, people say, well, hey, what do you want to do? I want to decouple from China like yesterday. And it's going to hurt, but you know what? We need to stop funding the instrument of our destruction, and that's what China is. And this is part of a larger strategy by them to destabilize the West, to corrupt the West, to kill our young people, and they've been doing it for years. And now this report shows not only are they doing it, they're doing it for profit, and they're incentivizing people to do things that are illegal in their country. That's amazing. Our administration, Congress needs to act, the administration needs to act, and they need to act right now, because we're failing as a government to protect our people. We have thousands of families that are suffering right now, and mourning the death of their loved ones. Tomorrow, we're going to have 200 to 300 more families in the same boat, and the day after will be 200 or 300 more, as this continues to go on and on and on. And so, yeah, look, it's something that it's bipartisan in nature. I hope that today's hearing brings it to light, and the urgency that this government, our government, the U.S. government, combined, Democrat, Republican, have to act to protect the people of the United States.
So let's end on this. First of all, you guys have an open invitation. Whenever you're doing anything about this, or anything that you want to do isn't getting moved on, the answer is yes. You can come on together, you can come on apart, I don't care. You can call in, whatever you want. Raj, let me ask you something. In the past, most of the moves, if there's been anything articulated, has been aimed at Mexico. And we can have the argument about why it's legally tricky to call them terrorists, but you never have military involved in any of the advisory panels, and China is never the target. Is that going to change this time with your recommendations?
Yes, I think so. Can I just point to one policy recommendation, which is an absolute no-brainer, and I think Carlos will agree, we absolutely have to do this, which is, it turns out there are tens of thousands of companies in China that do, quote unquote, legitimate business, taking advantage of the American market. And then they have a side hustle of exporting illegal fentanyl precursors to the American market at the same time. We should absolutely sanction the hell out of them until they stop this nonsense. The one leverage point that we have, Chris, that we have not used is access to our market. We have the world's greatest economy. They want access to it. If they want access to it, they can't do this crap anymore.
I love it. I love that you guys are nodding your heads about the same policy ideas. The American people are starved of it, and they are desperate for it. So thank you, Congressman Gimenez, Congressman Krishnamurthy. the invitation is open. Please do something about this. It's killing.
Can I make one comment? Can I make one comment?
Last word to you.
One comment. I'd like to make one comment. Okay, I'd like to make one comment. You know, it's not beyond the realm of possibilities that we could hold China, if we're really serious about it, as a state sponsor of terrorism, because they are creating a weapon of mass destruction that's killing hundreds of thousands of people around the world. And so, you know, I think they'd take note if we started to do that. Of course, it's going to be painful here in the United States and around the world because, you know, when you do that, there are sanctions that come along with it. But you know what? They are killing hundreds of thousands of people around the world using this weapon of mass destruction against us. It's time that they pay a price.
Hey, the different kinds of drugs, Congressman. We've gotten addicted to cheap